The story of Ottoman Sultan Mehmed III's decision to execute 19 of his brothers and 20 sisters is rooted in the dark and brutal tradition of fratricide within the Ottoman Empire, a practice aimed at ensuring political stability and preventing civil war. The Ottoman Empire, sprawling across 3 continents, was an empire of immense wealth and power. Its sultans ruled with absolute authority, but succession to the throne was often fraught with peril. In the absence of a clear primogeniture system, where the eldest son inherits the throne, every male member of the dynasty had a claim, leading to bloody power struggles. To address this, Sultan Mehmed II, known as the Conqueror, codified the practice of fratricide into law in the 15th century. This law permitted a new sultan to kill his brothers to prevent insurrections. By the time Mehmed III ascended the throne in 1595, this grim tradition was not only well established but expected. The fate of the empire was considered paramount, and dynastic survival took precedence over familial bonds. Mehmed III was the son of Sultan Murad III, who had an extensive harem and fathered over 100 children. Mehmed spent most of his early life confined in the palace under strict surveillance, a common practice known as cafes, or the cage, to keep potential heirs from gaining political influence. When Mehmed III's father died, the empire faced a critical juncture. The Ottoman court, rife with intrigue and factions, demanded decisive action. Mehmed III, inheriting a legacy of ruthless consolidation, chose to eliminate all male members of the family who could pose a threat. Immediately after his ascension, Mehmed III ordered the execution of 19 brothers, some as young as infants. According to historical records, they were strangled with silk cords, a method deemed merciful and in accordance with Islamic law, which forbade the shedding of royal blood. His sisters too faced dire consequences. Although it was less common for female members of the dynasty to be executed, Mehmed III ordered the deaths of 20 of his sisters, likely fearing their potential influence through marriage alliances or their ties to rival factions. The gruesome act left the empire in a state of shock, but it also underscored the harsh realities of Ottoman politics. Mehmed's actions were seen as a necessary evil to secure the empire's stability and prevent internal strife. However, they came at a personal cost. Mehmed was said to have been deeply tormented by his actions, retreating into isolation and showing little interest in governance. While Mehmed III's reign was marked by military successes, such as the conquest of Eger in Hungary, his brutal rise to power overshadowed his achievements. The fratricide tradition continued in some form until Sultan Ahmed I abolished it in the early 17th century, replacing it with the cafe system to confine potential heirs instead of killing them. Mehmed III's mass execution of his siblings remains a chilling reminder of the lengths rulers would go to in securing power during the Ottoman era, a tale of duty, survival, and the heavy price of empire.